Everyone wants to be a millionaire. In fact, that's why the Powerball is so popular. Let us know in that comments box below if you have ever purchased a Powerball ticket. I can't say that I have ever gambled in that way before. I don't know, it's just me. I'm not a gambler. Like, I like to know that I'm gonna get a return on my investment. But I do see the appeal, as well as millions of other people, when it comes to winning $1 million. But here's the sad part. Most people that win the lottery, 70% of them lose that and go bankrupt. And you know what's even crazy? In my former corporate job, one of our accounts was the NFL. And I have worked with so many NFL players that have also gone bankrupt. How the heck does this happen? One of our biggest goals as humans is to accumulate financial security. Yet the majority of people, once they get that, they lose that. Today, I'm going to be sharing the secrets with you so that it no longer happens in your life. It has happened in my life, and I said, heck to the no, not any longer. As a bonus tip at the end, I will share with you how much money I have made from one of my YouTube channels over the past 2 years. In case you're interested in starting and growing a YouTube channel, I think everybody should. It's one of the best things that you can do for your entire life, and YouTube is for everybody. Also, the reason that I share the revenue with you is because I would not have earned this type of money if I didn't change several things about how I've been programmed, about how I have been conditioned for over 30 some years of my life. And my guess is you have experienced something very similar. Let me just share something with you really quick as well. When I started making money with my YouTube channel, everybody wants your money. Even if you're poor or you're really wealthy, everybody wants a piece of your pie. And it becomes this revolving circle. You start making some money, then people want you to join their masterminds and join this group for $10,000 a month so that you can be amongst other aspiring entrepreneurs, basically buying your friendships. This is no joke, my friend. This is no joke. $10,000 a month. And oftentimes that's at a minimum just to be amongst other people telling you that they're gonna help you grow your business. And when you are new and you are just starting, you're like, I need to be connected so I can make some money. But my friend, when you do YouTube, you do not have to worry about that because YouTube works on your behalf. Also, I grew up extremely poor with parents that had severe and persistent mental illness and substance abuse, and we lived on food stamps. Like, it was no joking matter. We were like dirt poor. So I knew growing up that if I wanted more freedom in my life, I needed to figure out a way to make money. However, there was a problem. The way I had been programmed around the concept of money was gonna keep me poor for the rest of my life unless I woke the you-know-what up. So I go to school, I get a fancy master's graduate degree. Look at me, I'm all educated, yes. And I owe a lot of money in student loans, but I got this real fancy degree. Look at me. I mean, that's the message that I got from I am doing a good thing. These are the messages that we get. So you go to school for a very long period of time, depending upon your career field. You are stuck in a job to pay your bills, and now you're paying back all the money that you went to school for. But society says, good job, girl. You got yourself an education, and you got a nice car parked in your driveway, by the way, that you're making payments on. Big payments on, and then you get another car and you making more payments on that, and then you buy a real big house and then you making more payments on that, and then you got to look the part, and then you want to be on vacation because everybody on Instagram is on vacation, and you're looking at yourself going, what kind of life am I actually, what is this, what is happening? One day I looked around and I said to myself, yes, I'm making a good living in my job, but I'm broke. What kind of world am I living? Have you ever felt this way? Have you ever experienced this? Or you got a pay raise and the year passes and you're like, I still feel pretty broke. Like, what the heck has happened? And I had a wake-up call in my early 30s. And I was like, I need to challenge everything that I had been taught this far in my life, because the way I'm living, the beliefs that I have are gonna keep me on this trajectory. I'm not waiting until I retire to actually potentially maybe make $1 million and enjoy my life. Like it's just not happening. Oh, get this one. Have you ever been taught this before? Clip those coupons, get the savings, 50% off, cut your lattes, because those are adding up to thousands of dollars per year. You know that one latte that you really enjoy? Well, honey, you should not be spending money on that latte, because that latte is the thing that's keeping you broke. I used to think that too. I cut all the coupons, I looked for all the deals. Yeah, that didn't really help me much either. And here's the deal, you think you're saving money, but really you're just being manipulated by marketers to buy their products. If we see something that's 50% off, we think, wow, that is such a steal of the deal, I better grab this. Whereas the marketing people for that product know exactly what they are doing. They're not, they ain't graciously giving you 50% off without a nice substantial bonus to their bank account. So here's a lesson that I learned in my 30s when I was thinking of starting a YouTube channel. I knew that if I was going to start on this entrepreneurial journey, I would need to challenge everything that I had thought, that I had been taught, what many religions have taught me, that money is the root of all evil and you should not desire. You greedy if you want money. Yes, depending upon the religion that you are raised in, that is often the message that you get. So it's no wonder that we're broke, right? Go to school, pay people a lot of money, money is bad, and cut your coupons. This is a revolving door of being poor and broke. And I also read this book not too long after I started my YouTube channel, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. 15 million copies. 15 million people have purchased this book. I have read this book. I have read almost all Napoleon Hill books. And because of the things that I have implemented in my thinking, that's the crazy part, in my thinking, I have changed my life drastically over 1 year's time. You know what I say to myself? Andrea, in your 20s, if you would have changed how you thought about money, how you learned to make money, your life would be so different than it is now. But I'm just thankful that now I get to live the rest of my life and share that with other people. But here's what's really hard about this, and I really want you to hear this. It's a bit of a solo journey with the tips that I'm going to share with you when you embark on it. And because as human beings, we want community, we want to feel connected, we look to our neighbors to determine if we are right on target, if we are where we need to be in our lives. But that's the kind of thinking, that's the type of behavior that will keep you stuck and keep you producing the same result that you've always gotten, whether that's being broke, whether that's living paycheck to paycheck, whether it's not truly having freedom in your life to decide when you work and how often you work. 3 things that I want to take with you that have changed my life in just a year's time. Not only have I been able to become a full-time entrepreneur, do whatever the heck I really wanted to do, I also quit drinking, even though that wasn't even a goal of mine. It was a byproduct of changing my way of thinking. The first thing that I did is I identified exactly what I wanted. What kind of life do I want to live? No longer was I going to just keep doing things because that's the way they're always done. That's because what my neighbor does. This is the way it should be. I had to get so clear on what I wanted, and I wrote everything down. In fact, I have a vision board right in front of me. The second thing that I needed to do, I needed to find people that had already done what I wanted in my life. I needed an example. I needed a role model to show me that this desire that I had was possible. And I used to, over here, if you've watched some of my older videos on this channel, I had this wall of inspiration, women that I looked to, and a couple of the women on there was Jamie Kern-Lima. She's a billionaire who started IT Cosmetics after coming back from a honeymoon with her husband. She was tired of the grind. Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx, who used to go door to door selling fax machines, and one day she said to herself, I'm gonna create a product that's gonna make women feel amazing, yet she had no idea what that product product was going to be. These women knew exactly what they wanted. And I had seen how they transformed their lives in really remarkable ways and helped a ton of people. And I thought, if they can do that, I can do what I want to do in my life. They're an example for me. Another woman that I've greatly admired is Gabrielle Bernstein. She was in treatment. She was dealing with drugs and substance abuse when she's 25, and she changed her life around, and now she's helping millions of women. All right, the third thing that I want you to do is this. You need to remind yourself every single day of what you want, the life that you want to live. You have to be reminded of it, because it is so easy to get bogged down in all the crap that's going on in our lives, the to-do list, the trucking kids here, the trucking kids there, what your boss wants, your house is a mess, the laundry is piled up to your earlobes, okay? You have to be reminded of what you want. You gotta keep that vision and that passion burning every single day. These three things, my friend, will change your life remarkably. Knowing exactly what you want, finding people who have done what you want, and setting your intention on that every single day. So that's my homework for you. Figure out what you want. My friend, you can do anything that you want in your life. I believe that with my whole heart. Anything that you desire. If you have the ability to desire something, to visualize it, to see it, you have the ability to create it. I came from nothing, from foster care, parents who could barely take care of themselves, and I am so proud of where I've come today. But I would not be here today if I did not change the programming and thinking that I was conditioned for 30 some years of my life. And you can do the same. If you're interested in hearing that story, I will link that in the description box below to provide you with hope. Maybe it's pieces of my story that you can relate to as well. And as promised, as far as my revenue goals, and the reason I share this with you is to give you hope and inspiration, and also show you what is possible with YouTube. Because when I wanted to quit a job, I had no idea if doing YouTube would actually be worth it or be able to compensate the salary that I was making. But in the past about 2 years, year to date, this is how much money I've made just from Google AdSense, which is only one of my revenue streams, and that's just on one YouTube channel. So it is really remarkable. But I want you to implement these three things that I talked about, because it will allow you to get to whatever revenue goal that you desire, but you gotta know what you want. All right, my friend, give this video a thumbs up, and then check out this video on screen now, and I will see you in the next one.